Democracy, yes, is one of the best form of government that is being seen by the West. But when you look carefully, one of the things that we have to look at here is, does democracy bring the dividends of democracy as quoted? Then when you look at the military form of government, where you have military personnel being in charge of the government, does they also do the same? If yes, then let them be. That is one of the things that Africans need to look at carefully. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, took over the reign of the country in September 2022. And since then, there have been series of attempted coup in Burkina Faso since he assumed office after taking over power from a democratic elected president. Now, it became a norm after then when Mali and Niger struck their country respectively to take over power from the democratic elected president. This has called for a lot of condemnation within the West African region, because we now believe in democracy and that the best way to govern a nation is democracy. But one of the things that have been seen over the last few years is that the democracy that Africans are trying to practice, how has that bring liberation and development, then bringing out the citizens out of poverty within the stipulated time of the reign of those democratic elected presidents? When you look at that and what has been achieved by the military regime of several West African nations, you will begin to argue if West African nations should abide by a military government. Here we are talking about the government of Burkina Faso. Yes, 2 days ago, there was an attempted assassination of the president of Burkina Faso. And it was widely reported that there is an attempt to remove him from power. Let's not forget that in the 80s, there was a man called Thomas Sankara. And with the revolution of Thomas Sankara as of that time, in order to revolutionize the Burkina Faso, he was assassinated some years later, of which a man called Ibrahim Traore now took the bold step September 2022 and is taking almost the same way Thomas Sankara did during his own time, by trying to revolutionize the state's economy, security, and all indices of development. Recently, it was established that the president slashed down the political elite's salary by 30% and increased the civil servant salary by 50%. When you look at that compared to what is happening in the giant of Africa, Nigeria, you will see that many Nigerians workers are starving to stupor, while the politicians are taxing them and squeezing them in order to meet up with their own daily lifestyle. But then there was now a coup stage on the 16th of May 2024 in order to remove the president of Burkina Faso. But unfortunately, the people of Burkina Faso said no to this, and this has been reported across all media platforms. But the truth of the matter is that since he assumed office, he has been able to take charge of the mineral resources deposited in Burkina Faso, and have been trying as much as possible, to bring out development, and he even built a refinery for gold mining in the state. These are some of the things that people who don't really love development but see that the country remains in abject poverty is the only way for them to enrich their pockets are now going after his life and the government. The truth is that democracy, yes, is one of the best form of government that is being seen by the West. But when you look carefully, one of the things that we have to look at here is, does democracy bring the dividends of democracy as quoted? Does democracy bring development, security? Does it enhance the growth of the people? If so, then it is the best form of government. Then when you look at the military form of government, where you have military personnel being in charge of the government, does they also do the same? If yes, then let them be. That is one of the things that Africans need to look at carefully. But this is not to push for a military regime within Africa and West Africa, but this is to look at things that work for every region and every country of the world. Especially when you look at the fact that there are some nations of the world that cannot do without a monarchical system of government. Looking at that carefully again, you will understand that if that form of government is what will bring development to the people and maximize the resources of those nations, then why not? You must not go into every 4 or 5 years election in order to suit the Westerners or the colonial masters. You just have to do what suits your country and what the people love and what gives them joy and development. What do you make of this? Let's have this conversation in the comment section. Thank you for watching.